And hello. Here we are. We're back. Me and Danielle are going to constantly fight over who does the intro today. I guess I win. Welcome back to the I Married a Weeb podcast. Currently located in our closet because we can't seem to get this podcasting thing down. But hopefully this sounds a little bit better. And we'll continue to make it sound a little bit better. Danielle, how we doing?
Doing good. They say third time's the charm, but I don't know if I want this to be the charm because it's pretty claustrophobic in here, and I never realized how small our closet was until sitting in it.
Oh, no. I think you remembered when you said, wow, I need more clothes. But, yes, today's episode, we're going to be just talking through 10 cool characters, in our opinion, so we both have formulated our own list. We'll, of course, reference what shows they're from, but, you know, it's going to be mostly about the cool cats. So, we can just jump right into it if you're fine with it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, do we want to alternate? And I don't have my list in any particular order. I kind of just put them out there.
Yes. Disclosure, this isn't in order of appearance, although my number one is probably my number one. But this is just top 10 cool. What is cool? What is it? What are we basing cool on?
You know what? I was thinking about that earlier, and I don't know, when I wrote my list, I kind of think cool is, like, it's so hard for me to, because I have bad guys on my cool list, but I also have heroes on my cool list. And I think it just depends on how they carry themselves and how much of a badass they are. I think you'll see in my list, I don't have too many, like, nice people on my list. They're all kind of mean, but they know how to carry themselves and people don't F with them. And, you know, I think that's cool because they know who they are, because I don't know who I am most of the time. So I can, like, live my life vicariously through these characters. And
yeah, I mean, we're hesitant to say, hey, don't do that to someone doing something wrong at the supermarket. But here we are like, man, that guy, he's telling them what for. But I don't know. When I was thinking about it, I think you're, being a little bit smarter than me, went a little bit more deep into what cool is. My main factor was when I see that character, I'm like, damn, he's pretty cool. Like, that was kind of my whole reasoning, honestly. So let's get right into number one. Who do you,
okay.
not ranking.
Yeah, just the first person I put on my list was Shocho Maru. He's the half-brother from my favorite show, Inuyasha. And he's actually the antagonist of this show. And so
one
of them. There's many. But definitely because, he's a half-brother, that makes it even worse because you don't want your brother, even a half-brother, to be your enemy. But here we are, he is. And he's a badass, and
he is, and he manages it with that long hair, which is a thing in Inuyasha. Both of these brothers have this super long hair, yet they're still looking pretty dang cool.
But long hair is a thing in anime in general, and a man with long hair in anime, I can dig it.
True.
And okay, I will pull the card out. Shocho Maru is also very sexy. I know I'm talking about
these are
cartoon. But the way he is portrayed in his, like, soft-spoken monotone voice, I like it. And he's just cool. He knows, the whole show of Inuyasha, you're just wanting Inuyasha to realize and to train and to be who you want him to be. And Shocho Maru just can do it, and it's nothing to him. So that's also really cool. Like, I don't have to watch a million episodes for Shocho Maru to show me that he knows how to fight someone. He just knows how to do it.
I think that's definitely a factor with a few of mine, like where the coolness just comes from. Dude doesn't even need to, like, you got the main character just busting his ass and, working hard, and then there's some enemies that's just like, what's going on? I've not done one workout. I'm just kind of, that's how I am.
Yeah.
Well, my first, which, and then I will put, is to maybe one of my favorite characters of all time in the cool factor, is Killua Zoldyck. The last name, whatever, Killua. He is from the show Hunter x Hunter. Just a young boy who is the little baby of an assassin family. And yeah, from the first episode he pops in, you're like, nice, just cruising on a skateboard, and just his efforts in the show are effortless.
He gives you that feel like he listens to lo-fi all the time.
Exactly. Well, then like you'll watch the credits of Hunter x Hunter, which we all have, right? All of us have seen Hunter x Hunter by now, right guys?
Right. We're looking at you, people listening to this.
Everyone, just watch it. Just we got Tira on it. Hello, Tira.
Just humorous already, and just do it.
But no, it's Hunter x Hunter as usual. We're gonna always do that to you, but even in the end credits, he like all the characters are falling off of like who knows what, and he's just sitting there with his hands in his pockets, free falling. He's got no fears. His upbringing wild, which you find out in the show, but and his electricity powers later on. Spoiler alert. Yeah, just a cool cat. Just a cool cat.
Yeah, and the bromances in that show between him and Gon are everything you want your friendships to be, and it's adorable. So number 2, who did you have on your second?
We're doing this ladder style.
Oh, I don't care. I just want you to keep talking.
Oh, okay. Listen, we're both trapped in this closet right now. Well, okay, fair. Second one, I'm gonna go with Tanjiro. It's from the show Demon Slayer. Another good one. As we're gonna.
All of these shows are gonna be good.
Listen, I don't think we've ripped on one show. Well, we'll rip into shows later. We're still in this honeymoon phase. Let's just talk good anime and all that good stuff. But he is basically a normal, just stand-up guy who's good, helpful around town in his little village. One day he goes on a little bit of a mission. This is the first episode, so it's not really that big of a spoiler. But he goes down the mountain. He's helping out in town. Well, he stays it's beginning to be dark a little too soon, so he's got to stay and sleep down at the base of the mountain. And the guy's like, dude, there's demons out there. Just sleep in the hut. Go up in there in the morning. Nothing, you don't need to get up there right now. Just be safe. Boy, howdy. It's like he knew what was going to happen. Demons. So, I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh, goodness, I'm getting excited. He wakes up in the morning, and he's on his way up, and then he starts smelling something. Guy's got an excellent sniffer. He can just smell. He's like a dog. But he starts smelling, uh-oh, that's kind of blood, I think. I think I'm smelling some blood here. Gets up there. The town has been ravaged, and he sees his whole family just shredded. The poor guy.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
And that's where some of his coolness comes from, is he didn't just take that and flip out and freak out. No, he was like, okay, we're gonna figure this out. But you end up finding out that his sister, bless her heart, Nezuko, is still alive. But I'm not gonna even get into that.
Oh.
Something special about Nezuko. Watch episode 1 of Demon Slayer. It's great.
We've told people that Hunter x Hunter is right off the bat, you're going to love it. And I think that's only because we watch it so many times. No. The first episode of Demon Slayer, we were in it. We didn't have to be, not only is the story really cool, but what I want to talk about in other episodes is how beautiful the show is.
Oh, the art's insane.
Stunning.
And yeah, you just watched that one episode. Granted, we're a little bit invested in the anime game, clearly by this podcast, but episode 1, we'll watch it, and then it cuts to credits, and then we just look at each other and go, damn, another one? And then that's kind of how it snowballs into just an entire night of anime. It doesn't happen as much as anime's just been our dinner time thing, but you guys don't care about that. Danielle, who's number 2 on that list?
I had Vegeta from Dragon Ball. He only comes in Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
He's not in Dragon Ball. But he's the antagonist turned protagonist. Really, really bad guy. You can see a similarity here between my characters. But he's a badass. Not so much like Shocho Maru, where he kind of knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. But he's always, throughout the entire show, chasing Goku to get that Super Saiyan. And to transform and just be who his dad and his people always said was a myth and a legend, and Goku beat him to it, and he's like, I gotta beat that guy, because I am the king of all Saiyans. Prince of all Saiyans.
Yes, I mean...
But he would technically be the king since it's only them.
If the planet didn't, I don't know, explode. Looking at you, Frieza. Yeah, he's one of those characters that, like, yeah, he's kind of a good guy at this point. I don't know if his moral barometer is there of, like, I'm actually doing this.
Oh, no, he's still a
selfish.
jack-off and very selfish. I'm still surprised that he ends up getting married to Bulma, but she's also... they kind of equally...
By the way, is this the episode we start flagging the content as explicit? I feel like we went from these... Oh, little lads, oh, I'm so sweet. Oh, this jack. Anyways, this is an explicit podcast now. But yeah, no, he's good. He's got, I gotta say, I relate to him on a certain level. I kind of have his hairline, which, if I have to pick a positive, yeah, looking like Vegeta. Could be worse. Could be a lot worse. I just need some more muscle definition and all that. But no, he's a good character. He's heavily motivated, very selfishly, but motivated nevertheless. Let's keep ladder style. So now you keep it going to your next one, and then we'll just keep 2 characters. Boom, 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 boom.
Okay. So next on my list, I had Kirito from Sword Art Online. When I was making this list, I kind of went through all the animes we've seen. When I got to a certain point where I knew what I was going to put and I needed extras that I maybe wasn't coming to my forefront, I thought of Kirito because, again, he, Sword Art Online, we've talked about it before. It's, they put, what's it called? I'm going to be a mom. I'm ready to be a mom. I don't know what thing
this is
technology
news to me.
is.
Oh, the Nintendo? No, what do you mean?
They put the headset on, the VR.
Oh, the VR headset. Yeah, it's like a Vive.
Yeah, so it's like a Vive, and then they get transported in this video game. So he's master video game player. He played the beta for this thing.
Yeah. So
I'm looking at my husband because he used to be like a beta and alpha whatever tester.
I used to be a beta.
Tester for video games.
Listen, I beta tested Halo. It's kind of a big deal.
Well, there you go.
But no, she's... we do have this joke that she's ready to be a mom because we had this moment where I think I had my PlayStation or something was downstairs, and she goes, "Would you pick up your Nintendo?" And I was like, "Oh boy, she's done it. She's gone over that mental hill, and now all video games are Nintendo." Gosh.
And now we have the Switch, so now it's even worse.
Now it is Nintendo.
Now it is the Nintendo. But no, okay. Going back to the point, he puts on the Vive, he's tested it, so he already knows he's good. And he gets into this game, and sure, he realizes he's stuck in this video game and he can't leave unless he dies, which he would be dead. But he levels up like a champ, kind of a loner, but that's okay, because he finds Best Girl.
Quick sidebar, speaking of dead, my legs... are already they've been sleeping since minute 2 of this podcast. I hope this sounds a lot better. If it doesn't, it does. I'm sure it does. Anyways, go ahead.
And listen, you haven't had a knee replacement, so my knee is killing me. Sitting Indian style is something I can't do anymore.
Listen, sounds like someone upgraded to cyborg and doesn't have a reason to complain. I'm still working with these human legs, okay?
Okay.
All right, so you had Kirito, which, I mean, anything else to say? He's definitely, he's cool in the skills aspect of things, I think, personality-wise. I don't know if he's, the cool guy, though.
Yeah, he's definitely wanting, which, I said disclaimer my first thing, when I was talking about what I think is cool, he doesn't really have to do any soul-searching. He's not, I don't think, when you're really watching it, you don't really get the deep, seated character of, who he is, what drives him. I mean, he wants to beat the video game, but it's kind of fleshed out, not really from there. And I just think he's cool because of skill-wise. And
yeah, he's definitely cool.
Yeah.
He just needs to tell his well, technically stepsister, right? She needs to chill out. It's his cousin, right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't know that at some point.
Well, no,
Gets
he
a
does
little,
find out, yeah.
well, he does, but there's a little aspect to that show. We're talking to my buddy Mike. Gets a little weird in that show. But that's anime. And that's just it. You gotta get a little weird. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you may not like it, but it's gonna get weird.
He's gonna get pretty weird. Yeah, no, so I guess I'll just jump. Yeah, right? So that was your 3,
Yep.
and then here's my 3. Mirom, which this is my first villain to hit the scene here. He is technically an ant in this anime's terms, but he's not an ant. There's these things called chimera ants, which is just like this type of ant that people are gonna be like, wait, you just said you like the show. Why are you so?
So it's this species of ant where if it eats something, it can evolve.
Yeah,
from
like
that
its babies, it'll have like a trait of that or whatever. So
and in the show, it's protected because they know like how dangerous it is.
Mm-hmm.
So things go a little wacky.
Things might get a little bit off the old rails, but he's basically kind of this culmination of just a huge line of progression with these ants, and he is like this ultimate being that they don't want to be born, but spoiler alert, welcome to the world. But I have him on here because he's cool in the sense of, as we were talking about, he is just super powerful. He comes out, that's all he knows. I mean, the guy is launching himself through the sky just using his tail like it's nothing. But what I think super cool about him is, like, at some point, even though he's that main enemy, it's kind of like Vegeta, except for he's not like, oh, it's a search for power. He just turns, I would dare say, good, just because he gets so wrapped up in this game that he's playing, and he realizes, okay, maybe humans, like, he's still doing bad. I mean, he's still trying to kill a lot of humans and eat them as a source of food or whatever, but it kind of that goes on the back burner. He's like, no, man, I just want to play this game, if I'm honest.
Yeah, he kind of loses his goal because he gets wrapped up in wanting to be the best at everything, and he will not relent unless he beats this poor blind girl
at this game.
This game, which is Goji. I can't remember what
Gunji. Oh boy,
remember.
Whatever. Take our Weeb cards. I don't care. Gungi. I don't remember what it is, and I apologize to anyone who does know. But no, yeah. So I got him. He's cool. He's just kind of cool. Definitely a weird looking character. But after that, we've got Yusuke Urameshi. He is the main character from Yu Yu Hakusho, which me and her have, oh my gosh, we've just swooned over in the past 2 episodes. He is just this cocky, is it middle school at the time? Yeah, I think it's like middle school. The anime in the middle schools, but it's a cocky middle school kid who gets in fights. He's that delinquent. And one day he's just walking in the street, and this ball is about to go in front of this car. And he's like, oh my gosh, this kid is going for this ball, and he's going to die. And look at that. In a quick lapse, he turns good for a couple minutes. And by that, I mean a couple minutes to die. He goes, shoves the kid out of the way, gets hit by the car, dies. That's the first episode. Again, the hooks in these shows, to which I don't want to spoil too much, but then he ends up meeting Botan, who's kind of
his spirit guide,
the guide to the next plane, and he's like, well, at least the kid's safe. And then she kind of, unfortunately, within 5 minutes of him getting hit, tells him, well, the car was going to swerve and he wasn't going to die anyway, so you kind of just died for nothing. Crazy. Love the show to death. So I got him on there just because he is always striving to be his best, all that good stuff. Classic anime main character development.
Mm-hmm. So you had one from Demon Slayer, but the next on my list is Shinobu, who's the butterfly. I don't know. I can't remember what they're called, but she's one of like the elite of the Demon Slayers. Like I think there's 10 of them, and she is just so cool. Her history is just so sad with her older sister being one of these elite Demon Slayers, and she gets slaughtered, I'm pretty sure, by the main enemy of the show, which we don't really get I think she died from him.
I think so. And I will. I sidebar so hard.
And you
every
love
time
to interrupt me when I'm
and
talking.
I know, and I was just gonna say that, but that's marriage. So take that.
I just want everyone to know how many times I've interrupted him and how many times he has interrupted me. Continue.
True. Fair. Tally. Put that on the tally. But no, I'm just saying and I was saying this to make it look a little bit better for you, because we are a lot of the times we're not sure on super specifics, because this girl, since being married to me, has watched so many shows that I'm surprised she can remember most of this, because, yeah, we just flooded the gates.
Oh, well, my biggest thing is I tell Tom that I think we watch too many shows and we've binged too many shows where I can't remember what the heck happens. Like, we're rewatching Yu Yu Hakusho, I think, for the 3rd time. And there's episodes where it'll end and I'm like, wait, what's going to happen? And Tom just looks at me. It's like, I really can't remember. And I don't know if I have short-term memory loss or if it's just because I have crammed over 35 episodes or 35 shows into my head in a very short period of time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a little side note, I think people like to hear history, but
go ahead.
Never have I ever watched anime before meeting this man. And I can't remember how soon into the relationship that we started talking about it, but you were like, oh, if you want to watch anime, you should watch Dragon Ball Z. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, well, there's stuff before it, but, you don't have to watch Dragon Ball. You can just watch Dragon Ball Z. And me and my, silliness and possibly maybe wanting to impress, but also
most likely
being A-type, wanted to make sure I got the full story. I said, no, I'll watch Dragon Ball. And it was...
She did it.
And I did it. And people hear that and they don't get it, but I did. And I liked it. Now, when I did a second watch through, I don't know how I did it. Because it's slow and it's brutal.
That's where we lean on you were trying to impress me. Okay.
But I still loved it. And then when I got to Dragon Ball Z, I could appreciate it even more now that I know the whole history, And a lot of little kids grew up watching that, and it's part of history now. I know that history too.
Oh yeah, it was a different time in anime. There's some jokes in there, and there's the reason Roshi is the way he is, because you can't really do that anymore.
Yeah, and so from that point on, it was a very quick spiral down the rabbit hole, and probably the next show I watched after that was Evangelion, which, after coming off of a lighthearted show like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, I did not know what the heck was going on. Still don't know what the heck is going on.
Yeah, you pretty much got to watch video essays to know what the heck's going on with Evangelion, but yeah, no. So, yeah, that just me interrupting you turned into that. So you're welcome. You know what? You're welcome.
I'll go next. Shinobu. She's cool. And she's cute, and she's, she's got
deadly.
She has some great banter with other people in the show, because she sees what she thinks is right, and other people are, having their own mindset on things, and just, so good.
So good. This would have been a segue right off of Dragon Ball.
Oh, man, I should have not touched back on Shinobu.
Dang it.
But next on my list, I had Trunks from Dragon Ball Z, the child of Vegeta and Bulma. Spoiler alert. That's right. They get together. Can you believe it? We give out spoilers all the time. We should actually have a spoilers announcement in the beginning.
Nah, you know what? The show's so old. Listen, if you haven't watched it, and you're not even going to remember. This is all, that's the thing is, if you guys are, getting into anime, you're not going to remember all of this. It just sounds like mumbo jumbo. And then if you do know what we're talking about, then you already know.
That's
so
true.
It's a foolproof plan.
That's true.
As far as I'm concerned. My legs
are getting there too.
Oh boy.
But Trunks, so not little Trunks. I'm not talking about baby Trunks.
Well, of course not. We don't want to get too weird.
Yeah. Well, no, because
he's pretty cool.
Because Gon and Killua are younger than a teenage Trunks, and they're cool. But I'm saying if people have watched the show, I don't want you to think of little Trunks and Goten. I want you to think of
future Trunks.
Future time traveler Trunks, because that hair. Ooh, wee.
That bowl cut. Ooh-wee.
That bowl cut. You know what? I never thought a bowl cut looked good until I saw that.
Till it was purple.
And hey, you know what? I may or may not have on a Pinterest board of cosplay for our future Spawn's first Halloween, if it is a boy. We will be Vegeta, Bulma, and Little Trunks. I have seen it, and it will be done, and it's going to be cute.
Not to beat a dead horse with the joke, but I've got one part done. I've got the Vegeta. We'll tighten up the point of my widow's peak, but
and we got to get you like a really big spiky wig.
Oh yeah,
because that hair goes on for days, just straight. Anime hair, man, that should be a whole show in and of itself. Anime hair that defies gravity.
Spoiler: everyone.
Yeah,
what makes Trunks cool?
Do you know what? And he's not very good. He's okay, but he gets his ass beat a lot.
He do.
And
he do.
I don't know why he really made this list. I just think because, I don't know, not knowing how to describe what cool is, I just think of Trunks and I think that he's cool. I can't tell you why, because, you know.
That's okay. You can have that disclaimer.
I just think he's cool. And I think, do you know what? His fit is cool. His outfits. And
the dude's
slays.
fit. And it's still a relevant outfit. I mean, it works. And he's got a sword. You don't see much of that in Dragon Ball. That's kind of cool.
He's like Cloud in Dragon Ball.
That's right. And here's the thing. I had looked at, not that I needed to, but I had looked at preparing for this kind of a couple lists. And some lists had Cloud as a cool anime character, which, yes, Advent Children is the movie, but it's that CG stuff. But what is anime now, right? Because there's 3D shows.
Mm-hmm.
Man, how far we've come. And then was that 2 for you?
Mm-hmm.
Shinobu and then Trunks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
May I take it from here?
Take the floor.
Okay. We had Yusuke. Oh, number 5, All Might from My Hero Academia.
Ooh-wee.
The Superman of anime. The perfect character as far as heroes go. He's the man, always got a smile on, I am here. Oh, yeah. He's the whole reason for the show, clearly, because that's the only reason, anyone's safe is because that guy became the symbol. But he is, to anyone who doesn't know the show, he's just kind of this ultimate hero who basically brought on this golden age of kind of peace because no villain wanted to mess with them. And in this world, everyone has superpowers, by the way.
Different levels, different styles. Not everyone's a superhero, but...
Yeah, some people are just, maybe their power is fax machines and they can just spew paper out of their stomach. I don't know. It's a pretty open show. But in this case, no, he's just super strength, super speed, super cool hair. Just a cool guy. And I think pretty cool outfit, too, as far as superheroes go.
Yeah.
And great comedic timing when he's... When he turns into his other form. By the way, guys, check out that show too. Anything you hear, go watch it. So All Might's made it, and then back to Yu Yu Hakusho for me, because I'm just a filthy fan of it. And this is I know I saw your list. I did a little sneak peek, and this is kind of from both of us, so we can both talk on it. And then maybe I do another one to balance it out, and then we get back into the...
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. But we've got Hiei, who is another bad person who turns good, if you can believe it.
If you can believe it, why he's on my list.
Exactly. He was a villain and now said one nice thing? Put him on the list for Danielle.
Well, Shocho Maru so far watching the show has not said one nice thing, so stand corrected.
He said he was scared of Inuyasha once. That's a pretty good compliment. It is.
But then out of the same side of his mouth, he says, you shouldn't have the Tetsaiga, I should, because you don't even know how to use it.
And this one, the Tetsaiga is a sword. Just go watch Inuyasha, too. Go watch everything. So Hiei, he's kind of a demon who we first see as he is come to the human world to steal a couple items that are, they got some nice little functions to them. And, he's just a mean dude. He's a problem. But the respect that turns him good it's kind of that Vegeta thing as, wow, Yusuke Urameshi defeated me, that human?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, dog, we're going to be friends so I can keep coming back to fight you.
Yeah.
And it's charming because then you can tell by the end of the show, he genuinely does care. He'll act like he doesn't, but he do.
Yeah.
And he's got that one part of the arc where he's trying to go defend his sister in some circumstances. Beautiful character development on this guy. From bad to good to I like that guy.
Yeah. He's got that hard outer shell. And you know what? He probably has it from living in Demon World, if I'm to be honest. If I'm going to be honest. And, you know, I think seeing the humanity through Yusuke, you know, has shown him that not all humans are bad. And, you know, trying to protect Yukina, his sister, and...
That's a point to you, because I couldn't remember the sister's name, so that's a point to you.
Oh, because she's a little cutie.
Yeah.
She's not in the show enough.
No.
But, you know, and let's not, you know, jump to any conclusions here. Hiei does not want Human World to be annihilated, because he likes chilling there. He hates Demon World.
Yeah, the place sucks. Especially when you eventually see Demon World for what it is, and you're like, yeah, it's kind of cool. It's like Montana. Like, I'd totally go there to chill, see all this beautiful nature. Aside from that beautiful nature in Demon World, which isn't, maybe it's not that beautiful. I don't know. It's got big plateaus and stuff. It seems pretty all right.
Yeah, in that one section we saw in the episode.
Listen, we're not judging the world because, you know, there's beautiful spots in America, too. You know, why not Demon World, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Don't appease me. I see your face. She's not convinced.
I'm giving him the "you're wrong" and "you know you're wrong" face.
Very experienced at that one, but yeah. So he made that list. Just, you know, we're already past the half hour. Which, you know what? Forget that. I'm over the half hour thing. You win again. That's a couple wins here. As we figure out what this podcast is, I think the lengths are going to vary pretty good. Until we fall into the rhythm of what we actually do. Because, I mean, I'm a blabbermouth. I can make this thing go for 2 more hours.
And we did have a little bit of story time, which was probably 5 minutes. So.
Yeah, well, take that, guys. You're getting some story time. So we just did Hiei, and then I'll do one more, and then that should even us out, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next on my list is Senku, which is the main character. A lot of main characters, but of course they're going to be cool. They need to put the show on their shoulders. That's how it works. From a show called Dr. Stone.
Man, what a premise for a show.
Well, we haven't had that reaction to anything.
Cue the past 8 people we've talked about in their shows.
Cue this entire podcast.
Every single episode.
Thanks for sticking with us, guys. We appreciate it. And I hope you do continue to, because not that it's a big deal that I'm sitting in a closet for a half hour, but this closet is pretty small. But yeah, the show is, imagine one day that big green wave goes over the earth, and you're like, well, what the heck was that? But you realize that wave was turning every person to stone, and some birds. But it turned every single person into stone. And then you watch this show as the main character is in this solidified state. And the world starts to change. We're talking thousands of years goes by.
I think it's like 3,000 or something.
Something around there, yeah. Give or take. The over-under there. But the main character is this science genius. So the world's gone. Like, the world's just gone. It's all taken over. It's all forests and crazy stuff. It's like starting up a new world in Minecraft. Like, game on, dude. So in this case, they're lucky to have him, and he's cool in the way of he's just smart. Smart as a whip. Is that a saying?
I would say genius.
Is that a saying, though?
Smart, yeah. I
smart
think
as a whip?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. So the show, you follow him as he's trying to put society back together, and he's actually showing you, he's teaching you kind of what makes things in this world, science and all that good stuff. Fun show.
Mm-hmm.
So back to you.
So next on my list, I had Schwartz Brooder.
Mm-hmm.
Did I do it in a nice German?
Schwartz. Yeah,
Schwartz.
He did good. That was fine.
So he is from G Gundam, and he was for the whole show, didn't know who the heck he was, because he always wore this, like, Joker costume.
Are you going to spoil that for everyone?
I'm not gonna say who he is.
What's stopping us now? I was just wondering. You can. I don't honestly care. And no one will watch G Gundam. They'll get 2 episodes and be like, nah, this is a skip.
Yeah.
But you should watch it.
Yeah. Why did I start watching that show?
Because I made you.
I'm, Tom has, and my brother, they love building these little toy Gundams. Okay, they're not toys. Action figures.
These?
Models?
Listen,
they're models.
it's beyond a toy. Okay, it's a way of life.
And I tell him, we probably have, I was going to say 30.
Oh, as if.
15.
No, we probably have 10. I have had to hold.
Okay, 10.
I am filled to the brim of wanting to do it, but I hold it back so that I don't take over the house. Trust me. This is a very, very, it's a fun hobby. But I've sacrificed a little so that you can maintain a cute house.
Now, we are going to have an episode with our friend Joe, who is the master of all collectors. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
You could look at every single one and spend hours in there. And that's the one thing I do love about them. They are little bits of art. I mean, you can do custom painting to it. Whatever, I don't need to go on this tangent. But watching this show still has not helped me identify which one is Burning Gundam, which one is God Gundam. Or is that the same thing? God Gundam and Burning Gundam?
Yeah.
I still
It's
don't
different.
know.
God Gundam is Burning Gundam. Okay, in the
that's right.
show, you've got these big robots fighting each other. So when she says Gundam, it's a big robot
It's
for
a big
anyone who
robot.
doesn't,
Yeah.
know what the heck's going on. In this case, what Danielle sees as it's just a humanoid thing that is blue, red, and yellow.
Well, because many of the figures, even though they're different, are white mainly, with red, blue, sometimes yellow. I can't tell the difference to save my life. And he's like, look at the helmet, the headpiece. And I was like, they still have horns or antennae. I don't know what they are. They look cool.
Clearly.
I still can't identify which one is Domons or not unless the fist is out. The
fingies.
The fingies.
shining fingers.
The shining fingers. My fist is burning red.
The East is burning red. Joe, forgive her.
But no, I had Schwartz on here because he, again, going back to people who know. Why are you laughing?
Nothing.
Because of my terrible German pronunciation.
Yes, it's good. It's good.
I can't. Whatever. He knows what he's doing. He's trying to teach the main character how to actually be good because Domon is too dense to figure it out. And he's always there to save his ass. And, the ending... Yeah, whenever Domon is in a tight situation, it's kind of like, when is Schwartz going to be here so he can get Domon out of this situation? Because you never have any faith in him until the last episode.
What I love is, when things are getting tough, that something's about to go down. And we could honestly just pick, a percentage. There's some moments you're like, all right, this is a 60% Schwartz Brooder about to happen.
Oh, yeah.
And sure enough, things look bleak. And then Domon turns and goes, Schwartz! And then you know that the day is saved because the guy's a legend.
Mm-hmm.
But.
And then, of course, I had Hiei on my list, which we already talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And then from Fullmetal Alchemist, very disappointed. I mean, I have 2 on there. Oh, I see you have at least 1 on there. But I'm going to throw a lady in there. I got Olivier Armstrong from Fullmetal Alchemist. She's the brother of...
She's the sister.
She's the sister.
I got you guys. Trust me, I got her on that one.
She's the sister of the main Armstrong guy. And she's... Yeah, I can't remember. It's been so long.
Yeah, I gotcha.
At this point, I don't care. I'm just throwing a lady out there because she's just cool. She gives no shits. And...
She's got lips.
She's got
She's
lips.
like the one character in the show that's just got lips. It's so weird. But it works.
And,
he's a cool character.
And an attitude for days.
Yeah.
I mean...
It's beautiful.
You would think she's a bad person, but she's actually good. So I don't have much to say about her because I don't remember fully because it's been so long since I watched the show. But
yeah.
she's cool.
I don't know if like it's a thing that's like, oh, you should watch that show before we talk about it on the podcast, but that's got so many episodes. It's not possible. So unfortunately, we're gonna slip sometimes. We're not gonna guide you in the minutia. Is that a,
Yeah.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, whatever. I agree with you. She's cool. We know she is. We just can't really remember the specifics of it. But getting a little strapped for time here. Buckle up with another long one. That's it.
People are already probably tapped out. They're like, okay, these people don't know what they're talking about. They're going on tangents.
Listen, if you've made it here, thank you. And if you haven't, rude. Rude.
Well,
Nah, not rude, whatever. Just, anyways. So, going along with another woman to the list, I had Sango from Inuyasha, which is a show you guys might have heard of. And she is a demon hunter of sorts. Yeah, she comes from a village of these demon hunters, and another sad story of, at some point her village kind of gets a little wiped out, but she is like what makes her so freaking cool is she's just a human who's been trained in these ways of fighting demons, these kind of they're otherworldly, they're stronger than humans, they're not better, but you know what I mean, they're deadlier. But she is like the one person in the cast that's like, she's just a normal. She's like the Krillin from Dragon Ball Z. She is just normal, but she's keeping up with the big boys who all have these special powers, but she's just got this big old boomerang and a cute little cat thing, Killua, which turns into a big cat thing. So yeah, no, I find her to be very cool. And then just quickly, I've also got Joe, otherwise known as the Junk Dog, as my next spot, from Megalobox.
No, he's the main boxer guy.
He is the main boxer. He goes by Junk Dog. Junk Dog. It's a show about boxing, but it's kind of like this cool little, but everyone has these machine arms or assisting. The main character has built-in like crazy machine arms, but it's mostly these exoskeletons that are helping making boxing a little bit more deadly, because who doesn't want more deadly boxing? The sport where people die. It's perfect. But in this case, you got this guy from the slums. He wants to make it in this big tournament coming up. He doesn't really have the money for a big exoskeleton. But he is just a madman, and what makes him cool is he's willing to go into the ring and fight normal. His stuff breaks, and he's like, whatever, I'm still going in there, and I'll fight this guy. And he's using more of a technique. He's using more of style. And it's a very cool show. Very short, easy to watch, easy to digest. If you liked Cinderella Man or anything boxing-related, including Rocky, Megalobox, highly recommend. And yeah, he's just cool. He's just the man. He's just the man.
Yeah,
so.
that is cool. I only have 2 left on my list, so I'll crank through those. I have Kurapika from Hunter x Hunter. He's one of the squad, one of the boys. Oh my gosh, so many of our characters have terrible backgrounds.
Anime.
His family has also been annihilated, and his clan, everyone. He's the last surviving person. I can't remember what their tribe is, but when they're angry, their eyes glow scarlet. And so people hunted down and decimated their, I don't want to call them breed because they're not animals, but their ethnicity.
Their village.
Their village of people, and they harvested their eyes because people wanted to own them because they were so rare and unique. And he is the last person alive, and his point of doing the hunter exam and getting this special licenses so he could take revenge and get back all of those eyes of his family and his people, so they weren't just out in the world as collector's items. So that's his main goal, and he learns these awesome abilities, which you see a little bit of, but when you see him in action, it's just, holy cow, this guy has taken a 180 and become pretty deadly.
Well, easily makes the list, because at a certain point in the show, I mean, it heavily is just basically watching him.
Mm-hmm.
And there's moments that you just kind of sit there in silence because of how he goes from this character that's just like, oh yeah, he's pretty cool, to, Whoa.
Deadly. And he puts, I think, one thing that really makes him interesting in his fight style is he literally puts his life on the line in, things you learn about, like your nen and the way you can control it, for your powers. He literally puts his life on the line for some of these moves just to make sure that his end goal is met, that, the people who did this to his clan are decimated, and he, can retrieve what has been taken from him so brutally.
And it's on the tip of my tongue. The Kurta?
Oh!
That sound right?
I think so. That sounds about right.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Go ahead and look that up really quick, and then I'll just rip to my next one. And then after that, you're good to just... Yeah, and then you've got one more. My last on my list, and again, this list kind of just came... I was trying to keep it a little diverse and pick different shows. I probably could have just gone with Yu Yu Hakusho and just gone from there. But we've got Mugen from Samurai Champloo, one of the best soundtracks in the game. Crazy show. And he's just kind of, what makes him cool is he's just kind of a delinquent, but he's got fighting skills to back it up. And he's just so nonchalant. He's just straight to the point. He almost seems rude at times because he is, but he's just cool because he just handles situations, and that's pretty much it. I don't know. He's just cool.
Yeah. Not really too much formal training with a sword, but he just knows how to use it. And the other guy who's with him, which was almost on my list, Jin, is a trained samurai, and he's also very cool. And they team up with this girl trying to find her dad. And we never watched the last episode of that show. And on the second to last episode, which we ended on, I was like, they're not going to find this girl's dad. I don't know if this show is like
you
incomplete.
should probably watch that.
I've been meaning to. It's on it's on our Crunchyroll. Been meaning to watch it. I'll do that this weekend.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
No, I'm going to do it.
All right.
And then last on my list, and yes, it is the Kurta clan for Kurapika.
Did it.
So good pull.
It. Nice.
Last on my list, another girl. 2 on my list. I've got Android 18 from Dragon Ball Z. Another antagonist turned, well, I guess not protagonist, but supporting, I guess.
Yeah, she's a supporting character for sure.
And she's an android made by
Dr. Gero.
And Dr. Gero made these androids to kill Goku for what Goku was done to him. And
in the past, the Red Ribbon Army does not like Goku.
Yeah, so these androids 17 and 18, and then I guess we can throw 16 in there, but they're just trying to find Goku to kill him, and she ends up turning good and
marrying one of the lamer characters in the show.
Which do not get, but hey, Krillin's got to have something at some point. I mean, the poor guy, he's put his life on the line so many times.
He's like he's like the Sango here, where Krillin, as much as he gets dumped on, it's pretty impressive. He is just a human. It's another person. It's like, this dude's just a normal guy, but he's fighting and like trying to save the world with Goku and stuff. It is a pretty commendable thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So good on him. Android 18. Yeah, she's cool. She's got infinite energy in there.
Yeah.
And
she's just witty. I think what I love too about a lot of, if not most of the people on my list, is they're really witty. Like, Hiei is so deadpan. Like, he will say a joke and it just sounds so mean. And he means it. He didn't mean for it to be a joke. It was an insult. And I find that kind of humor kind of funny. I mean, I'm going to call you out for this, and you might think it's a joke, but I really don't mean it as a joke. And,
yeah.
And it's just funny when those tables turn and they end up, in the end, being on the good side.
Absolutely. And that, I think that concludes both lists. I had an extra, but we were already at 50 minutes.
That is the extra, the 50 minutes.
That's right. That is the extra. And, not to say it 3 times, but no, yeah, if you made it this far, we really appreciate it. It's been fun sitting in this closet. And here's another repeat, Tom the repeat today. My legs are shot. I think I'm going to go to stand up and hit the floor here. But yeah, so we're gonna continue to try and get 2 episodes a week. I think is what we're gonna aim for.
Yeah, we haven't really fleshed out too much. We're kind of we're just
flying by
going
the seat of our pants,
literally. And the moment we finish this, Tom is gonna edit and put it on because today is Monday. It was supposed to be on already. We were supposed to have it done, but we don't. But Wednesday, we will have an episode for you for our first ever Watch With Us Wednesdays featuring Akira. And yeah, so we're going to watch that. We're going to talk about it in a pod, put it out on Wednesday, and just kind of do a talk through, maybe talk about some underlying symbolism or things about the movie. Definitely watch it. It's a cult classic. It really, things you watch in anime now has been inspired by this movie. It's kind of like...
It was the key that unlocked the door of letting anime basically come here to the West. It is such a... Even if... I would highly recommend watching it, as we've said before, just for the pure history of it. And frankly, it still stands up because it's one of those few animations from back in the day that, in a technical sense, was incredible. The budget was actually really solid for this Akira movie, but just the passion of the artist behind it and the passion of the creator, who actually, the creator of the manga, which it was going on during the making of, and even,
it didn't finish until the movie was done.
Yeah, so the manga and the movie are kind of both the original forms, but the writer and the creator and the illustrator, I mean, he did everything. The guy is an absolute madman. He decided to direct the movie as well. And, there's sections of this movie that are 24 drawings per second, which wasn't done. Disney back in the day, it's got this look because it's 12 frames drawn and then, shown in 24 frames per second. Whereas this, the motions that you see just like as an animation, like just do yourself a favor. It still holds up today and it still looks better than most of the stuff coming out today. It's genuinely incredible.
So give it a watch. They might have it on Amazon. I know we own it. Give it a watch. Even if you haven't watched it, but you want to listen to see on Wednesday, if it's something you'd be interested in. I think if you're going to be listening to this pod, I think it's something, it's kind of an entry, I think. I know that was one of the first, animated, right around the time of watching Dragon Ball, or one of those first couple shows I watched this movie in. It's a little interesting to follow the storyline because, again, the manga was kind of in development as the movie was going on. As Tom said, they're both originals, but, I just think it's something you have to have in your arsenal.
Absolutely. And, as much as our ramblings, we recommend watching it because, yes, we're going to talk through the movie and explain, not really explain, but just kind of, it's like a book club. We're going to kind of like go through the plot and just talk about moments we liked and all that good stuff. But there's only so much my rambling mouth can do, and it's not going to do it justice. So you should just watch even the opening 20 minutes. It's got such an atmosphere and sets up the world so beautifully. You don't have to like it, but you should. And so we're going to be getting that going for Wednesday. Thank you again, and thanks for sticking around for, I believe, almost an hour.
Thanks so much, guys.
We've been in a small closet for an hour. Thank you so much. We love you. Have a great night.